Looking to lend a little hand this holiday season? Do your part in helping out those in need. You might want to consider getting involved on some level with Operation Secret Santa. Here's a quick overview. Formally kicking off on December 15th, Operation Secret Santa, that's hashtag OSS, is a world grassroots, strictly people-driven, Christmas charity, telethon-styled internet campaign. Referral marketing, or what's otherwise known as word of mouth, drives the project's big red sleigh, with all money, donations, and the like going directly to the needy who are selectively sponsored. The four main categories of participants we're looking for include 1. Live streaming web show hosts, speakers, producers, and performers. 2. Operator matchmaking elves, making their lists and checking them twice. 3. Secret Santa sponsors. And 4. People in any place around the world living in need, worthy of a little Christmas hand up. This year's organizers are presently working on mobilizing and building upon last year's preliminary success, with donation levels capped at a suggested price value limit of $1,000. If you've any further questions, be sure to drop by WPRPN.com or check out our groups on both Facebook and Minds.com via a keyword search of simply Operation Secret Santa, hashtag OSS.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas!
Well, quite the ramshackle launch to this episode, but we are here nonetheless, having our computer freeze up here, of course. Not the world's most sophisticated, highly advanced, or heavily funded operation that's out there in the world. We happen to be running on a pretty shoestring budget as far as things go, so what do you expect? We are busy, though, nonetheless. In fact, so busy that we can hardly keep up to the pace of things here, frankly. It's good to see some people out there certainly pulling their weight and keeping essentially on track, on point, and on message. A lot of help coming in from all quarters, of course. Hopefully we can stay focused on that Christmas message from whatever angle that may apply. Is everyone having a lot of fun so far? We, of course, are off to the local orphanage that we have here in Korea later today. The ship's chief cook, Coco Park, and myself going to be taking care of, well, working on presenting a couple Christmas songs to the kids there. Doing a little bit of a musical performance, song and dance type act, I suppose. A little bit of that old Elven soft shoe, Mr. Bojangles. It is, of course, it's now the 24th of December, folks, here in South Korea. As we push on through, rapidly approaching Christmas 2018. Got to be a lot of excitement out there, of course, especially amongst the children of the world. We've just had someone actually enter into our appear.in chat room. It may be Minds Gaming, who we're trying to get in contact with here. Let's see if we can proceed, get to the bottom of things here, find out what exactly is going on without too many technical train wrecks. This is all pretty much on the fly, of course, and we've got Mad Dog there. That is not Minds Gaming, so we don't, unless Mad Dog wants to say a little something here. You're not on video, Mad Dog. Any Christmas greetings or thoughts? How are things there in Ontario at the moment?
So far, so good. Right now, I'm watching my karate instructor's cat and dog, so I'm not home. But um, so basically, I'm in the place where where I do karate. Basically,
Right, and you're based out of Orillia, Ontario, is that correct?
yeah.
How's Christmas shaping up
You know,
in How's Christmas shaping up in Orillia at the moment? Any uh tell us what's going on at the ground level as far as charity campaigns and just different just the level of consciousness as far as Christmas goes. Is it all pretty much material based, or is there any
yeah.
giving or charitable
I've
causes or
seen
good
some
works?
people.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know about charity wise. I can't say that because I have no idea. I've already seen X amount of people on my Facebook go, bah humbug. It's a shitty time of year. Again, I don't know why, but I'm not into buying $100 fucking things for Christmas. The thing that I noticed, and it's a trend, people are just going into debt for what? To show people you love them? Come on. That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
Mad Dog, let's just hang on right there for a second, let you know that actually we're trying to
Yeah.
keep this as kid and family friendly as we can. So the
Mm.
F bombs probably want to put a hold
Yeah,
on that
my
for the
bad on
moment.
that one. That's
Okay.
my bad.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh,
So, okay, a lot of cynicism there from the sounds of things, and obviously.
yeah, here and there. It's, everybody's going to have, whether they do the bah humbug stuff with, hey, quit scratching me, you little bugger. My karate instructor's cat is trying to scratch me.
Well, you should give him a
So it's
pet.
right now.
You should pet them, man. You
It's a
could be a little more cat
it's a
friendly.
needy little cat. It's a cute cat, but my goodness, it is a needy little bugger. The dog will come up to me, and it's a 95-pound Rottweiler. It'll sit
Wow.
there with puppy dog eyes and just push itself against me, literally.
Uh, well, we've actually got, it looks like Minds Gaming has joined us here. So, just any, for the time being, and what he's going to do, of course, is talk about the coat donation program. You can get a free coat, I guess, anywhere pretty much throughout the States, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to hopefully clarify things here. And then, of course, there's the musical mentoring program he'll be talking a little bit more about as well. We did have him visit last year too, so this is a return visit on his part. Any last just thoughts then as far as Christmas goes, uh, for the time being, Mad Dog? What
Well, the only thing I could think is, rather than people spend themselves into oblivion, as dumb as this will sound, spend time with family. Family, people take family for granted and stuff like that. Just don't take your family and friends for granted because once they're gone, they're gone. That's it. Parents, cousins, you name the family type, okay?
That's a great point. That really
Yeah.
is a great point. Even if you don't have a lot of disposable means, and are all about
Well,
seeing
I
who can.
mean, yeah, we've all been guilty of, spending X amount of dollars more than
Hmm.
you have, whether you put on credit, as I like to call it, the debt bomb. It could be poised, ready to go, not in the near future, but eventually, when it does go, it's not going to be so good. That's all I can tell you.
All
It
right.
looks
Well.
like things are
Hmm.
getting. It looks like things are getting a little hairy over there in Korea, from what I've seen the odd time.
A lot of fear porn coming, being targeted and directed toward Western audiences.
Well,
This is what I think it really comes down to. We've been living here under this nuclear umbrella, or at least looming existential threat on the peninsula for the past almost 70 years now. So, I don't think too many people here really lose all that much sleep as far as these things are concerned. Of course, we got round the clock military exercises. I'm living here right in the crosshairs, man. We got military jets and flyovers here pretty much 24/7. It's hard sometimes to be able to, well, you got to focus on your work, I guess, and tasks at hand. But, this is the life that this is where we find ourselves in this world, unfortunately. So, mainly what I do, though, is just breathe, and life goes on. People seem to go about their lives without too many worries when all things are considered here. But the media really loves to pump things up and hype up the
Oh yeah.
threat. There's no doubt about that, or else they wouldn't sell newspapers or be able to, fight over those ratings, of course, either, right?
Well, not only that, but there's other things that are at work too. Me and my martial arts instructor, nice person, God bless her soul. What we would do is when we talk about things, yeah, and I talk to other people, not many, and I said to someone today who's been, I think, a teacher for 24 years, and she said, yeah, I told her about what I call this the move along syndrome, okay? It's going to sound very controversial, but what it is, oh, Jim or Jane are not so bright. They're going to fail. Okay, let's just pass them along to the next grade. They're doing this in Canada. There's people that I know that come to karate that say, yeah, this is happening. Whether a family member or friend has learning disability, name it, they will move them along. We're not going to fail you. Move along. That's all it is. It's I call it the move along syndrome. We are setting, as my karate instructor said, and I agree with her. We're setting this generation that's in elementary school, Jaffe, right now, for failure. This is not an exaggeration. I see it because teaching karate, like, my God, like, sorry to say it, but it's true. It's just sad. I've seen, over the last 20 years, I'd say 28 to be exact, I've seen when I was a kid, you failed, you failed. Simple. But now, not so much. You don't even fail anymore. It's just sad, really.
Yeah, you find the same sort of thing going on as far as foreign exchange students are concerned, and that's largely that's a business really when it comes right down to it. Just world fascism on steroids, frankly. Very multinational, of course, multi-ethnic, multi-religious. How does the old saying go as far as religion is concerned? When it comes to money and the world's most super rich, they're all of the same religion. So, but let me just kind of put the brakes on the conversation there as far as that goes, because it's a little bit off topic as far as Christmas is concerned, and we're really trying to keep the focus for the time being, at least here as we stream out live. Show segment number 15. Operation Secret Santa World Auction Charity and Talent Telethon Extravaganza. Do you have anything as far as charity or talent is concerned? Maybe you can get up and do a bit of a karate demonstration for us. How does that sound?
Oh no, I'm retired for the night, unfortunately. I will be here for a few weeks though until the January 6th. So martial arts demonstrations, no. It's just I'm not gonna hold a phone and do that. It just doesn't work.
Right. Well, we're not really
That's the only thing. Yeah.
we don't really have video
Yeah.
capacity at the moment either. That's not really how we operate here. It's mostly all just live, old school, old style, retro, I guess, if you will, radio type call-ins and theater of the mind. So, thanks for now, and no charity. Have you checked out the G Drive lists that we have put up online there for people to access as far as the charity items are concerned? And then, of course, there's the auction protocol and so forth. There's a whole number of items that we've managed to put together. People have come forward and come together, of course, and kind of whatever it is that they can manage. We even got a protest mask with a little gas filter. One of these anonymous characters from out of the blue, I guess, likes what it is that we're putting out there, sharing with the world. And actually, it's Govy Fockery, if you've been following things. And I think we're going to start that off at about $15 or $20 as far as starting bids are concerned. Shipping and all that other business, we can take care of that after the fact, of course. Question is market value. What kind of market value do you put on something like that? Anything that you can think of, though, as far as charity or talent is concerned, uh, Mr.
To
Mad
be
Dog?
honest, no, I don't know, to be honest. I haven't had the time to check out anything related to Operation Secret Santa. I've been busy, again, helping teach classes. I've been busy helping get briefed on, you know, look on stuff around the apartment here. So I've been briefed about a lot of stuff. So that, again, as I like to say, some stuff just went by the wayside because, among other issues that have come up, so things have slipped by the wayside. But I might take a look at it today or tomorrow when I get a chance. I'm hoping. But putting a dollar value on something, that's not the easiest thing to do. That's all I can tell you.
Most certainly. One of the things that we've included, for example, here is an hour of chatting time with me here, kind of basically coming together and, breaking virtual bread, I guess, if you will, and engaging
Yeah.
in any kind of conversation you want. Whoever it is, you lead the way. If you're the secret Santa and the winning bidder, we got things there set at $25 right off the bat as far as starting price is concerned. We've kind of ballparked the price and value, at least, as being $100 an hour if you want to talk to Jaffe. So there you go. That's the deal. What do you want to talk about? Let her rip. Let's go. So lead the
Well,
way.
yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I gotta disappear for a bit. I'm gonna have to mute myself at least. I'm probably gonna have to go for a bit because I'm doing laundry and I don't want it. I don't want you to hear thump 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 of the friggin' dryer. So I just
Yeah.
don't want you to hear like a race car in the background. So with respect, I will. I'll just say this, Jaffe. I'll be around. Even after it's done, I'll be around. So if you want to message on Skype or something, and ask me later on if you like. Just this way, you won't hear any, you know, loud car noises while the dryer's going.
Sure. Well, we'll set things up here so you're muted, of course, and you can hang out here in the room if you like. In the meantime, and let's not forget, too, we're heading off to the orphanage here after the show. So, as far as us being able to spend much quality time and conversation at that point, it's probably not going to happen today. Tomorrow is
Right,
Christmas, of course, and a lot of people really want
right.
to get on and join us here as things kind of wrap up, as it were. We're getting a lot of people kind of hitting us from all sides here, and a lot of people sitting on the fence right now. Maybe, people such as yourself who finally decided, hell, let's just, call in and have a little bit of a Christmas chat with Jaffe as part of this Operation Secret Santa business. And it didn't really cost you much other than a little bit of your time.
Yeah. The thing is, it's always time well spent as long as it's for a good cause. Why not?
Do you, do you
But
want
I
to
do
wish
have an
everyone,
idea. Like,
do you want to wish people Merry Christmas?
yeah, I hope everybody, wherever the digital seas goes, and it's a big area around the world. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Merry Christmas. I wish Happy New Year when it comes. I will be around though, Jaffe. If you do want to say hi on Skype or any platform, I'll be around. Just because I gotta go for a bit, but I gotta do a handful of
All
stuff
right.
before. Just because it is 11:21 here. How far ahead are you roughly?
Oh, we're 1:21 in the afternoon here. We're in the future, kind of
You're
about
14. Okay, you're 14 hours ahead.
or
Okay.
10 hours behind. It's however you want to look at it. I suppose technically, though, yeah, we are living in the future in Asia, right? So
So what time is it there?
1:21. So it's like I like to think of it. I look at yours as being 11, 21. So it's a 10-hour
So you're only
difference.
2 hours ahead.
No, we're we're in the afternoon on Christmas Eve here.
Yeah, so that means you're 14 hours ahead.
Yeah, I just calculate it in a
Yeah.
kind of dyslectic way, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
So
just me. I'm mathematical.
right.
I tell you what. If you do want to get a hold of me afterwards, if you have time or at any point, I'm still available. If I don't answer right away, again, I may be taking the dog out for a walk. Kind of thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, look, we've got you'll hopefully continue to see these show links around. We've got 3 more shows after today. This segment wraps up. and just keep sharing. You might not be able to offer much in a physical sense, perhaps, or even in a digital way, which a lot of people are encouraged to do. Some are making the most of course, and that's available all around the world if it's digital, naturally. But just spread the link around and drop on by later when you get the chance with tonight's show at 11 o'clock. That'll be 9 a.m. your time tomorrow, I guess. So it's an early morning show. We're mostly focusing on Europe there, the Middle East, Africa, places like that we're trying to kind of plug into. So you've heard about our Palestinian Orphans Relief, the charity fund that we're Shadi.
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, because you haven't been listening to the show until now, but there you go. Now you have. So who knows what's going to happen there? We've got our fingers crossed.
Yeah, the last few weeks have been basically just kind of, I've been having other obligations that have come up. So.
Alrighty. Well, very Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas to you, Mad Dog. And we're going to put you on mute for the time being and see if we can bring Mike in, a.k.a. Minds Gaming. Mr. Minds Gaming, are you there?
Hey.
Hey, that's great. We do have you.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you too, Mike. How's it going?
Good. How are you, man? How you been?
Dude, it's a little bit kind of, things are a little under the weather here as far as, drizzly skies and temperatures kind of, it's chilly. It'll chill you to the bone if you let it get to you, I suppose. But it's always great to reach out and talk to people such as yourself that are out there around the world. And you've been actually dealing with some hay fever as of late, from the sound of things.
Yeah. The kid got a little fever from. He's got some teeth coming in, so he got a little fever last night. I was going to drop in last night, but I couldn't because of that. Sorry about that, guys. But, so we decided to try to reach back out tonight and got a hold of you. So glad we got a hold of you guys.
Excellent. Well, hey, this is your second time back, of course. You made an appearance last year. I'm not sure if it was just on the one segment or two. Of course, we've kind of doubled things up here a little bit as far as overall production, aiming for the 20 shows in total. I think we're going to fall a little short of that and only be able to manage to produce 18. But let's hear a little bit about your programs that you have on the go there as far as the coats are concerned. And let's not forget as well, too, the musical mentoring project. What can you tell us about those two items?
Oh, well, I definitely want to talk about Codes for Kids. It's a great foundation, and if you can give a code out, or if you need a code, it's definitely the place to go. They have drop-off centers all around the U.S., some in Canada, so you can definitely pick it up, and or you can also go to operationwarm.org. They'll give you the links to Coats for Kids and the current your drop-off locations where you can go give codes, or if you want to give a cash donation for codes, or if you need to pick up a code, you can find your pickup location, your closest pickup location to you there. So it's really great. I always try to, if people have a hard time finding code, you can always reach out to me on Minds if you're on there, and I could definitely give you the app, the direct link to your location. But it's definitely a great thing.
What we've got here.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. What we've got here actually is Coats for Kids Foundation, Operation Warm, -home. Coats for Kids Foundation of Operation Warm is a nonprofit serving children in need by providing them with coats. Well, that's pretty cool. Is there any opportunity that we might be able to plug a line in directly between them and our Palestinian friend Shadi and the Orphans Relief Charity Fund that he's helping to oversee? They're trying to generate a couple $1,000s here over the next, I think even 2 years is how things work. I know we're waiting for him to come on live, as you have done here, and others, of course, over the time that we've been working on streaming out live here, this raw feed through YouTube. What do you think, though? I guess we'd have to contact them, put them in touch somehow. Do you think that's possible? You'd be able to work as a mediary, and if we sent you the Palestinian charity relief link, and then
I definitely have some contacts. I don't work directly with them, but I definitely have some contacts that I could reach out to.
Okay, well, that's perfect. We're going to share the coatesforkids.org link here in the live streaming chat area, and people that are there can check things out. Have you seen the G Drive link that we have in place as far as, and what it does is it leads to the protocol, the auction protocol that we have in place, as well as the item list that's basically out there for everyone to see too, and a few other little goodies, including pictures and the intro blurb, the kind of promo blurb to the campaign. Have you checked out that G Drive link yet?
I know I did last year, but I don't think I had a chance to check out the G Drive this year, though.
All right, let's
actually try to pull it up right now. You have a link to it?
Sure do. Are you logged into YouTube? Don't worry about it. Look, one of the things that we can do, this one-click appear platform I think is awesome. We've tried to actually do more with the Discord app or platform, as some people, I guess, might say. There's a lot that can go on there as far as social networking and information sharing, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, just check the pop-up, the little chat area there that we have off to the side, and it's a G Drive. Operation Secret Santa 2017 goodies, items, and info. We've only got 3 more segments left here, Minds Gaming. Can you believe it? This is the last kind of final push. We're getting hit on all sides right now as it is, so we really need people to kind of help out where they can and just kind of hold things down and keep those channels of communication open and make sure that everyone is kind of doing what it is that they're involved in and letting us know, keeping us up to speed. And just even outside of what we're producing here over the course of our 18 show campaign, we want to know what else is going out there in the wider world. We want to hear about the wins and the success stories, people that have reached out to complete strangers in some instances, just to help them and make them feel a little better, rather than treating people like dogs or dirt, obviously, just because they've lost their job or find themselves homeless and, are looking to, they're struggling just to find their next meal, really. So.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's I mean, this time of the year always brings those kind of, the kindness out in people, and they like to give more, but it's something I like to try to focus on throughout the year and try to build it up. Like I know with coats and like giving to foster kids myself, I do it throughout the year, but even if you can grab food and just bring it to somebody, or your old coat, or that you see a homeless person down the street from you often, or at a place often, go give them your old coat that you're gonna throw away anyways. Why not do something good with it? And I don't have any good stories this year, but I collected in our coat drive. We collected 150 coats that we gave away, but because we set up our own personal one in our community, so that was a good feeling to do.
Yeah, wow, 150 coats. We're heading to a Korean orphanage here just after we wrap this show up too, and this is really, I mean, there's a good chance I wouldn't haven't even gone, other than the fact that we had a donation come in from Ontario to the tune of around $75. And, I'd been there in years past, but then kind of, as if people have been listening to the show as we've produced things here along the way, that kind of I handed the mantle or the reins essentially over to someone else here in the expat community. just where it is that we find ourselves based out of here in South Korea, not Seoul. It's a lot smaller sort of location than that. Obviously, a lot more just kind of laid back and slow going and low key, what have you. But yeah, we haven't been back in a few years now since that time. And we did for a couple of years. We were very hands-on and proactive, and thousands of dollars of money being donated and gathered and really put into the project, and to try to make a difference in their lives in a positive way, even if just for a day. But we're going back there thanks to this Secret Santa donor out of Ontario. We're going to round things off, add another $25. It's a cool, $100 there for the kids. Play some Christmas music. Hopefully work on spreading a little good cheer, and maybe try to do what we can to put a smile or two on the kids' faces, and make them feel like they're being acknowledged, and that people do care about them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, some of them, they don't understand that there are people out there that do care about them, that want to help them. I mean, not everybody can adopt and bring somebody into their home, but everybody can give something to them, even if it's something that you plan to get rid of. There's something that they need, want,
Well, we're going to actually try to do what we can as well, too, once this Christmas campaign wraps up, and pursue something similar here in Korea. Maybe we'll work integrated into the show as well, even, via Pirate Radio Podcast, WPRPN, and everything else that it seems tied into here. And, try to basically put together something maybe even in the spring or summer. Why not have 2 of these events a year?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And just exactly what you're talking about. Why is it only, one day out of the year is the only, that's all we should ever care about other people? Is like, well, let's put the break, come on. Exactly.
Yeah. It's, we definitely need to start doing it more and more, because it's just, it's at this time of the year, if you don't get something, it's saddening, but during any other time of the year, if you get something, it's upbringing. It's like, wow, somebody actually wants to do something for me just to do it for me. But this time of the year, it brings out the best in people, and we definitely have to work it any way we can.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, have you had a chance yet to share the link? I was just really burning the candle here on both ends, frankly. So had no opportunity to do any promotion via Minds, which is really unfortunate, because that's one of our main sort of places really where we maintain a presence. Outside of that, like Facebook, speaking for myself now, I've been in Facebook jail pretty much like the past 5-6 weeks straight, is what it seems, really. So if you can believe that. But yeah, so they've completely tried to shut us down there. So Ben,
I'm not sure what Facebook jail is, and I've been wanting to ask somebody, but I just don't. So
well, they block you.
Me?
They block you from posting in groups. That's the main thing that they do, really. That's what they do. They've done with me, I know. So, I mean, try to be very diplomatic. I don't troll people. I don't bother people. And we're trying to spread this message of hope and good cheer in traditional Christmas sense. And, if you want to talk about Jesus, that's fine. And if you want to be pagan, that's fine. And if you want to be an atheist, that's okay too. There's no reason you can't be a generous atheist, or whatever.
Right.
It's anything. I mean, there's no reason Satanists can't, aren't Satanists? Are they known for their generosity? I don't know. So, we're actually, it's funny because we're producing. You're flying. You're doing pulling co-production duties here at this particular moment. I see, as you've just in real time here reminded the content that we have shared out there for the world via Minds.com's Operation Secret Santa 2017 group. Well done, Mike. Hashtag good karma. So yeah, hey. Let's
No problem, no problem.
one of the things too that's kind of hamstrung us here is this boosting business via mines has really been backlogged, according to John, at least back 50 hours or something. Is that still in place, or things really that bad?
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I guess it's. You can look at it bad. It's definitely good for mines. It's definitely boost miss. Really bad backlogs. Everybody wants their content seen right now because it's Christmas time. So yeah.
Hey man, speaking of which, check this out. Can you believe it? It first started with me. I was just blown away actually, but we've kind of usurped the hashtag because he wasn't using it anyways. But make Christmas great again, which is, if you think about it, simply hashtag MCGA, make Christmas great again. I got booted, actually blocked from the person that we think it is Cash Daily off of mines.com. Don't know if you've seen that character around or not. Sharon Monaco certainly has, and she let us know about him a little bit via our YouTube channel the other day, saying that he had quite a reputation as being a bit of a dick, basically. So, and from out of the blue, he blocked me. I never even talked to the guy or nothing. Go figure. But on his Make Christmas Great Again group, and then on top of that, he blocks our entire pirate radio network channel over on Mines. So what's up? And all we're doing is sharing Christmas links. And he's like, "Whoa, dude, chill out, man." It's like, I thought everyone's supposed to work together here at Christmas. Apparently not.
Yeah. It's some have to be the Grinch. There's always the Grinch in the group.
On top of that, too, he's usurped the libertarian label, so he's really making a bad name for libertarians out there, of course, because, I mean, that's what we are as pirates, of course, very libertarian, laissez-faire, hands off, leave me the F alone. And yeah, I didn't drop an F-bomb there purposely because we're trying to keep things very kid and family friendly here, of course. So, yeah, that really blew our mind, though, I tell you. But, what can you tell us more then about the musical mentoring program?
Well, the musical mentor program is one for foster kids that you have to sign up for through your local social service people. And but it's a great program, believe it or not, and it's not that hard to get involved in if you go down to talk to your social services and want to mentor foster kids.
Is this all through America? Is it straight clear across the US of A?
Yeah, social services is all the way across.
Right,
Canada.
And so and that program is
Yeah, it goes all the way across. So all you have to, but they have a hard time getting volunteers a lot of times. So you'll see the program kick on and off a lot in certain states. But all you have to do is go down and ask to be a part of the program. They set you up with a kids to mentor, and you go and you spend about an hour a day, 3 times a week with them and teach them music or some do photography and arts and drawing, and anything hands-on is what they're looking for outside of the school curriculum. So I know music is in the school curriculum, but you can't get private mentoring and those things as a foster child. So
yeah, it's all done under strict supervision with chaperones and so forth. It's because you use the hands-on expression there, and meanwhile here on my end of things, I'm thinking maybe that's not the best way of putting it. Simply because of the the way that some people are, of course. Keep your hands off the goddamn kid. Don't touch them.
Absolutely, kids. Don't touch them.
It's okay. That way is okay. Yeah, it's okay. As far as you'll ever see me going, is like a pat on the back or whatever. You tousle their head or their hair, right? And hey, good job, way to go, or high five, yay, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, or just a big smile, just telling them that you've done
good
well.
Good jobs.
So, You betcha.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so big brothers and big sisters, it's kind of got that feel to it then, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. But the main focus, the only real difference is that Big Brother Big Sister is a lot better at promoting themselves. And the foster program is only for foster kids, where Big Brothers Big Sisters is for anybody in the program. So though I think I'm not sure if you can be a part of Big Brothers if you're foster child. That's something I'm gonna have to look into.
All right. Well,
Sorry,
well,
I'm making mental notes live.
yeah. Well, there you go. And we need to know these things. That's really important, of course, too. So both of those programs, though, it sounds like pretty much run straight across the U.S. of A. Whether they exist on a global basis or not is another matter, and whether the Codes for Kids program would be willing to reach out to the Palestinian charity relief, just not in offering any cash donations per se, but simply sending coats, maybe like a couple boxes or bags, neatly folded, washed, of course, good condition, to Shadi, our friend over there in Palestine. We've been trying to entice him or have him join us here, just to try and to make clear how when you have someone such as yourself who joins us here, it really helps to promote your cause in a lot better way than just me talking about it in a third party sense.
So, absolutely. Yeah, especially and Coats is a great cause always. And actually, that's something I wanted to talk about too. Is I wanted to talk about how you could set up your own coat drive at your local business or neighborhood. And all you have to do is get a coat hanger and set it outside your local business or at the top of your neighborhood at the entrance, and put the first coat in a sign that says "Take one, leave one," and you have started your own coat drive.
Excellent. Well, in Denver, even, we're just hearing some news via the city of Denver out of Colorado quite recently, as a matter of fact, and the homeless issues, it's up to now, I guess, about 5,000 officially homeless people in Denver. In fact, the police were, up until this recently, going around in accordance with the city statutes, or just laws that have been written into place courtesy of the municipal government, that going around taking the homeless people's blankets away. I think even coats, as a matter. I don't know if it went that far. I should be careful there in saying that, but it was blankets, most certainly. They were, people trying to stay warm and fighting to do all they could, to stave off the elements. And, it just, wow. But thank God the mayor actually, I guess, basically, the law was quickly rescinded and nullified, saying that, okay, well, we'll hold off until maybe the spring until we start doing this again, because you got to watch those real estate prices. These people are eyesores, of course, and we got to. Thankfully, things haven't gotten so bad where they've tried to pull the Brazilian solution, where people just end up. Well, it's almost that bad, frankly. Although I guess down in Brazil they're more waging a war on the little homeless street kids and pickpockets that. You find so much out there, I guess, as a part of things on the street level. So, anyways, Mike, aka Mr. Minds Gaming via Minds.com. Just, you're free to stick around if you want. Any last, though, just thoughts or words, maybe sentiments, maybe you'd like to wish people out there in the listing world a Merry Christmas, or anything more you'd like to add to things as far as what's going on in your community? You're based out of West Virginia, are you not?
I'm in Maryland.
Oh, Maryland. Okay. How far?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, how far is that from Virginia?
How far is Virginia from here, babe?
Oh, you can get to Virginia in like 45 minutes.
45 minutes, an hour, so you're pretty close.
Depends on how
All right. Well, I'm just checking things here as we stream out live. We've got actually somebody else, another guest, who looks like might be wanting to join us via another platform. I tell you, what we should do, though, is just share this link with him and see if he wants to hit us up this way. He's out of Poland, believe it or not, and it's about 6 a.m. there in the morning from the sounds of things. So we'll see if this works out. But yeah, how are things looking then in Maryland? What's the latest as far as just the news and anything you can tell us about Christmas in that region?
Well, it's not gonna snow, so it's not gonna be a white Christmas. So, but so we're gonna get some rain. So maybe it'll get cold enough to snow. You can still keep your fingers crossed for us. But they are calling for it on the weekend. But no, that's about it. Everything's pretty quiet other than that. But I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I'm glad that we got to join you again this year, and maybe we can do it again after this year and do another promotion for a drive and donations, and see the difference.
That sounds great. Now, is there anything just off the top of your head that I know stocking stuffer, these booster points have been a big thing over on Mines. We've been kind of anonymously reaching out to people behind the scenes here, and it works out in the sense of if we're sending, say, little $5,000 wire donations to people through Mines points, that's the equivalent of about $5, is it not?
It's worth $5 in views of your content. So you can get yourself seen better and get yourself promoted better if you need help. Because if you don't have enough points to promote yourself, you have to buy them. So yeah, it's like sending them $5 promotion.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if people have content out there they'd like to promote or try to capture a wider audience, that is the way to do it then. I think
Absolutely.
I'm not sure, do you have any more, are you able to offer any points to any of our the people we have on board here as beneficiaries? Carol and Rose Goida, of course, John Ford, who's not on Minds.com, but James Heydrich and Raw Rights, actually. I'm not sure what your thoughts are on him. He's actually the individual that we have here on the sidelines waiting to come in. In fact, might be, if he manages to follow the link, he'll be dropping in here and joining us in just a moment or two. But are you are you sharing any little booster point stocking stuffers?
I have given out some stocking stuffers, but yeah, if you have some people on Minds, definitely send me their tag on Minds, and we can see what we can do.
All right, we'll take care of that then, I guess, a little more behind the scenes. In the meantime, we have about half a dozen people here in the live streaming YouTube chat area. Just any last thoughts then, Mike? I'm not sure if you have things to do. You want to stick around, just kind of quietly lurk there.
I might quietly lurk, but my girl just got home, so I'm gonna say hi to her and might have to hop back on.
Sure thing. We'll put you on mute here, but thank you once again, and Merry Christmas.
No
we'll
problem.
talk to you again shortly.
All right, buddy. Later.
Peace out.
Thanks.
All the best. Well, there goes Mike, aka Minds Gaming, out of Maryland, USA. He's a pretty active and high-profile individual out on Minds.com. You look at his profile that he's put together there, and wow, I think something in the neighborhood of a little more than 4 million views, if you can believe that. Our Pirate Radio Network channel, meanwhile, it's done pretty good for itself too, but it's only a fraction of what Minds Gaming has managed to generate. So what can you say? But the people ultimately vote and decide with their mice, their computer mice. So we're gonna try to see if we can connect here on the fly with Raw Rights here, our friend out of Poland, Richard Whipple, who for the past 15 years now has been working on repatriating himself and his small family, his Polish wife and young daughter, to Canada. Unfortunately, it seems, well, things have got so bad for some reason that even the Polish ambassador, or rather Canadian ambassador to Poland, has blocked him on Twitter. So no idea what that could be about, but we are here now, connecting with him via the Discord app, discordapp.com, and going to call him and see if we can get through to him and be able to engage in a audio conversation, hopefully a little better technically wise than what we managed last time around. Richard, do we have you? You know, he might be able to hear me. Let's see if we can. Oh, geez. You know, this is not. No, it looks like we have some issues here. Trying to unmute. And for some reason. Oh, there we go. Maybe that'll work. No, it's going to keep wanting to have some issues there with us. So what we'll do is we'll share that link, the appear.in link, and see if he'll be able to follow that to the place where it's located out of appear.in/WPRPN.minds. The Discord app, for whatever reason. We've run into this issue in the past as well, too, so it's, for whatever reason, not wanted to allow us to speak to people. So, you know, trying to unmute, and it, no, it's just not going to happen. So we're going to log out of there. No reason to monkey around or waste any more time. See if hopefully he'll be able to join us over in the appear.in room. No word, or he doesn't seem to be around or able to connect in that way. So I think what we'll do in the meantime, though, is just carry on as what we've been doing here. So great to see you right off the bat there. A couple live callers, of course, this being our 15th segment of what is shaping up to be an 18 episode epic marathon Christmas World Auction Charity and Talent Telethon Extravaganza. Speaking of talent, I had planned on cranking up a musical number here, so maybe that's the best thing for us to do now, in fact, before we eat up too much more time. We'll be heading out to the orphanage here, of course, once again, just in a very short while. So, transitioning now on over to the folk and blues artist Woody Guthrie, or what have you, phase of today's production and presentation. One of the reasons, once again, why the captain so very much wanted to have me join his crew here aboard the Robin Hood was the fact that I am able to, from time to time, rip off a little musical number, whether original or cover tune. So hopefully we're still streaming out live. Got some decent activity there in the seems to be relatively in tune. One of the songs we'll be playing today for the kids, I think we'll close with this one. And the other two, of course, you might have heard yourself already. If you've been listening to the shows that we've been producing here over the last week or so. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Played that one yesterday. And before that, of course, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Kind of jazzed that one up a little bit. This is something, though, we're going to teach the kids today. They'll maybe have a little bit of fun with. And the kids at the orphanage last time we visited seemed to range anywhere from about 5 to 15. So we'll close with this number. They might get a bit of a kick out of it. Merry Christmas, baby, you surely treat me nice. Merry Christmas, baby, you surely treat me nice. Feel like I'm living in paradise. Well, I feel real good tonight. I got music on the radio. Feel real good tonight. Got music on the radio. Feel like I wanna kiss you underneath the mistletoe. Yeah, Santa came down the chimney at 3:30 with lots of nice little presents for my baby and me. Merry Christmas, baby, you surely treat me nice. Feel like I'm living in paradise. Down the chimney at 3:30 with lots of nice little presents for my baby and me. Merry Christmas, baby, you surely treat me nice. Feel like I'm living in paradise. A little more blues breakdown. Feel good tonight. I got music on the radio. You know I feel real good tonight. I got music on the radio. It feels like I wanna kiss you underneath the mistletoe. Merry Christmas, baby, you surely treat me nice. Yeah, well, Merry Christmas, baby, you surely treat me nice. Those pledges and challenges coming in right through the roof now. Feel like I'm living in paradise. Meet or beat, $50 to do that. Yeah. All right. And the crowd goes wild? Or do they? I'm not sure. Let's see what we have. I thought we had some, actually, there was some applause, was there not? Did we not hear something coming through? Or not? I don't know. We'd have to maybe check. Japan? There's nothing in Japan. Is there? Yes, we have Japan. We have Japan. Quite polite, of course, but how about the West in America? Europe and America? Nothing? Oh, we do. You seem to like it as well. Thank you. Yeah. All right. All right, all right, all right. Merry Christmas, baby. Well, the West, Europe, and America seems quite appreciative. Thank you. All right, you guys, everyone, have yourselves a Merry Christmas. If there's any more we can do in the way of charity or assisting the poor and needy, do let us know. If there's any stories of success, suffering, and struggle, we want to hear about it. Thank you. It's quite an extended ovation. Thank you. We're gonna have to let them go, as much as we appreciate their enthusiasm and support. All right. Wow. Well, they seem definitely to be very much into the campaign this year, so that's great that we are managing to draw those kind of numbers. I tell you, it's at this point really it's going right off the scales. How about that? So we're just going to actually scroll up here as we carry on here into now the bottom of the hour is what we're looking at, and the end of this segment number 15, which really has been quite a lot of activity, engagement. Of course, if there's anyone out there, if it's within your means, we will want to challenge you. We want to hear stories of your acts of charity, the pledges that you've maybe not through us, and with us helping to put you in touch with anyone that's out here looking for help. Of course, we ask nothing in return. We're just putting people in contact with one another, very direct, referring one party to the next. Of course, we waive all personal responsibility if anything goes awry for whatever reason. In the event an auction item, let's say, is found not to be of your liking after you manage to secure the winning bid. People that are curious about, of course, the auction protocol, how we've got things set up here, how it all works, want to be sure to check the streaming YouTube chat as we've shared the link here just one more time for folks. The way things break down, it's quite simple. A 33 1/3 three-way split between us here, of course, acting as the auctioneers, the donor of the item, product, service, what have you. They retain 1/3 of the rights to the winning bid, and a select charity that the Secret Santa, who they, if they want, can continue to remain secret or not. It's entirely their choice and prerogative, their decision. And that's basically the way things work. Of course, many of the donors to this point have already stated that they are waiving their 1/3, as we likely will, of course, too, to a large extent. It would be nice if we could manage to cover operating expenses for this, for the show that we've produced here over the last couple of years. We've almost reached that point, believe it or not, strictly through Patreon support alone, managing to keep what we feel to be at least quality post-produced premium content items out there and accessible via Patreon. If you want to ever send us a direct PayPal donation, we do accept that as well too. Patreon would not, of course, be getting anything out of that whatsoever. Only PayPal skimming their little percentage. These Minds.com booster points, of course, work really well too. Just looking at the Guy Fawkes mask that has recently been put up on the auction block, I guess we're going to start that at $20, folks. All for a good cause, of course. Guy Fawkes protest mask with gas filter fixed to the front, although there is a little bit of discussion there whether, I'm not sure if he's just pulling our wooden pirate leg or not, but whether we'll find that as a part of the actual item that he donates is yet to be seen. I think he might have just been joking around. And again, you can never tell with these sort of things. Ah, yes. Oh, here we go. We just actually received a update, real live time. Let's see if we can bring in David Allen Zimbeck. He might be standing by at the ready. We will simply copy and paste, as we always do here, the appear.in link and see if he's around. We definitely do not want to use Facebook Messenger. We found that it's the stream that it produces is beyond substandard, frankly. It's terrible. So there's no way that we can even work with it whatsoever in trying to tweak the levels via post-production. So that's certainly a no-go. No more Facebook Messenger live streaming connection through YouTube or anywhere else, frankly. You know, we actually had a really interesting song that came our way here. I'm not sure if we'll play it right now. We could do a lot of great links and news items that people are sharing with us. Well, here's one thing. Let's try to. Now's as good a time as any, I suppose, to break it to people. But the fact of the matter is, I've got to let everybody now know this is breaking news, folks. Christmas has been canceled. It's canceled. That's it. No more Christmas 2017. Fact of the matter is that with all of you naughty adults in particular, trying to send in your letters and emails, maybe a few of you have been calling the jolly old elf himself, but because of trying to convince him of how good you've been all year in reading your letters and whatnot, St. Nick actually fell off his chair and dropped dead. So Santa Claus, his funeral, I guess, will be held tomorrow, and that's it for Christmas for this year. He died laughing so hard. What you're telling him, of course, that, I mean, what did you expect was going to happen? So Christmas has been canceled. You killed Santa. Just kidding. Right. Okay. So one of the things we're going to do here, while we see if we can maybe have David Allen Zimbeck join us, is there's a great song out of Russia here. It looks like a folk song, kids, and just a whole group, a youth choir almost, a kind of a folk group essentially, and it's all in Russian here. We'll try the translation. Well, it's some kind of school, some sort of special school out of Russia, so rate the translation, not very good, but it appears to be a traditional Russian Christmas folk song. It's kind of catchy, actually. I got a big kick out of it. Hope you will as well. Do enjoy.
Господарю заколядувати, хай ваше життя, щоб ви мирно проживали і біди не знали. Хай Ісус, мале дитя, благословить ваше життя, щоб ви мирно проживали і біди не знали.
Well, that came off reasonably well, I guess. What happened was, David, do we have you there? Did you manage to find your way into the appear.in room? Trying to get David to join us. Hello, David. Okay, we have another Russian folk song streaming. Don't want that, of course. But if we can't get through to David, and he has been unmuted, so you should be able to hear from him. No, you've actually muted yourself on your end of things. So that's not good. You want to, if you want to talk, unmute yourself. And we will be able to stream out live here to the handful of listeners that we have here on YouTube at the moment. Not, well, looks like about half a dozen, so that's great. I close a few windows. And in fact, while we're waiting for you to work on getting clear on that, we are going to take a look at what has been happening here over on YouTube, the streaming chat area, the peanut gallery, as it were. Joe Eminon talking about how he gave his daughter his last cash for the month. I'm happy. So it sounds like she got her Christmas present. That's great. All our audio and slideshow is 5x5. Superb. Of course, Govey Fockery joined us once again, along with Joe. All the various links and so forth. Coats for kids. Let's not forget Minds Gaming with that great program he's been talking about. And, well, actually, you know, that might not be. Oh, it's Raw Rights. That's who we have there. So, Richard Whipple from out of Poland. If you could unmute yourself, we'd be ready to go here and maybe hear a little bit more from you. If you haven't fallen asleep, I know it's about 6 a.m. there in the morning right now in Poland, but you've got to, well, I'll do the share screen. You know, it's not going to let us do this, is it? Oh, here we go. Firefox cannot allow permanent access. Okay, well, that's fine then. So you can't do that. Richard, you're going to have to work that out. You've got yourself. Hang on, we have somebody else here now too. So we have 3 people now all together here in the Appear room. David Allen Zimbeck, is that you? Mr. David. We are waiting for David. And we have Raw Rights here too, once again. Richard Whipple. Oh, he's talking. No, he's writing. He's typing. So, while he's doing that, he claims to have mastered the rotary telephone. Oh, he can't talk. Everyone is asleep here. Well, that's unfortunate. What we can do, though, is, because you can't speak, then, unfortunately, I guess, well, it is, how do I put this? It's a lot better if people do actually make their case for what it is that, you know, they're all about. But I guess if people for whatever reason find themselves silenced and voiceless, and as with the case of the Palestinian orphans, who you don't really hear too much about in the mainstream media for some reason. And wouldn't it be great? I was just thinking about this today, as a matter of fact. Wouldn't it be great if, for Christmas, media would actually tune in to what was going on in the West Bank and Gaza Strip? In particular, every Christmas, visit Bethlehem and have a live stream out of Bethlehem. Talk about Christmas. Talk about the history. What's going on? I'd like to know a little bit more about the three wise men, wouldn't you? What was this wandering star that they were following? There was one of our friends here and people that we are in touch with on a semi-regular basis wanting to kind of go from Christmas conversation the other day into ETs and aliens, which is fine to a point as far as I can see it. What I really am looking for is cold, hard, scientific, empirical fact. Well, I myself remain quite open-minded to many of these things that people claim one way or the other, whatever it is, that if it can't be tested, then it's not scientific. It still might be a reality, I suppose, when we're talking things like paranormal or what have you. But if it can't be tested, that's a problem. That's an issue. So, will there be another show later in the day? Yeah, tonight, actually, Richard, would be a better idea for you, frankly. Get some sleep is what we're recommending. Okay, here we go. My mic was muted, so that doesn't help for the appear.im room. Richard, I'm sorry. Yeah, there will be another show later tonight. 11 o'clock here out of Korea. Hopefully you can hear me now. You, of course, have not managed or not able to because your family's sleeping. Unmute yourself. So that's fine. Why don't you get some sleep? Come back later tonight. It'll be approximately, well, geez, not even 9 hours from now. Okay? It's that straightforward, really. So it's 2 o'clock London, UK time, and 3 in Amsterdam. So I don't know where Warsaw is in relation to that, but this is great that you are dropping by, of course, and we could really have a great conversation here. We had Minds Gaming and Mad Dog, of course, out of Ontario, Minds Gaming being out of Maryland, USA, and it is late out where they are as well too. But yeah, get some sleep and drop back later tonight. 11 o'clock Korea time. You want to check the world clock, and we should be able to take things from there. Yeah, hopefully not an echo now. 20-second delay. Well, that's because you've got the YouTube stream going. So sometimes things do go wonky that way, and as listeners could hear when we had our little Russian folk song streaming out there, because I guess maybe it was you. I should have let you know not to click on the link, but that was simply there so that you could check out our live stream while we try to carry on a bit of a conversation here. But yeah, you always want to mute that live stream. A bit of a secret. So we'll definitely try to catch up later tonight. You get some sleep, I think, is the best advice that I can give you, I guess, at this particular time. We've got 3 more shows left tonight and then 2 tomorrow, and that's it, folks. So we're scrambling here. All hands on deck. This is it, the final push. The final push in Operation Secret Santa 2017, doing our best to just generally generate awareness and consciousness regarding issues of homelessness, poverty, hunger around the world, but locally too, where you live. That's the really big issue. Some of our listeners do themselves struggle with these issues on a day-to-day basis, find themselves dependent on social assistance and the like. I think we got David Allen Zim back here. Okay. Let's see if one click. Yeah, we're just trying to get clear on things here without making it all that complicated, which it's not really. And we only do have a few more minutes, folks, and we are off to the local Korean orphanage, of course. Once again, we will be back at 11 o'clock tonight, Tokyo, Seoul time. We were hoping to share with you a little bit of a story as far as the Korean experience and history of Christmas is concerned. It doesn't really go back that far. Maybe we can do that now. In fact, it'd be a great way to close things off here. So we've pretty much done everything else that we set out to do. Although we didn't talk about, and this is one of the great things that came up in the last, just kind of lead up to the show, I believe it was an item shared by Johnny Webb, which was quite interesting, I thought, in the sense of, well, it talks about how, according to a Chinese doctor, having a pin or syringe, a needle in the house on hand and at the ready can help to save a potential stroke victim's life. Someone that has a high risk of stroke, maybe suffering from hypertension issues or what have you. What you do essentially is we'll share the link here in the live stream, but from what I could gather, you prick their finger and let them bleed a little bit from there. It helps to release the pressure, which of course is really critical with stroke victims because of the blood flow issues. Capillaries, is that the word? One of the words we might be looking for here. Don't move either, apparently. Just kind of sit and relax. Keep your patience still. We'll definitely share that here with people. It's a great little, something for people to know about, most definitely. Do I want to play a song from the Keith Emerson album? Well, maybe tonight we could do that, or tomorrow perhaps. Which song? Is it another kind of an encore rendition of I Believe in Father Christmas? So let's see what else. Just scrolling up through the chat. Okay, well, what we're going to do before we head off to the Korean orphanage is just talk a little bit about Christmas in Chosun to give people more of a flavor of what it means, historically at least, what the significance of Christmas was here on the peninsula. We've shared one of the pictures here with people. They can view via the live streaming slideshow. And do please keep your stories and links coming in. It doesn't take that much to share them, of course, and we can easily and happily report on anything that does come our way across our desk here, via our pirate studio, of course, aboard the Robin Hood. Down here in Skullport Harbor, located out along the very lovely Mystic Bay. Rather chilly at the moment, of course, too. Although, as always, the egg grog and coffee has gone a long way in helping to keep spirits in high high something or another. Do you get high when you drink alcohol? I don't know. You tend to get a bit of a buzz, I suppose. But yeah, things definitely going well here from this end of it all. So Christmas has a relatively short history in Korea. A handful of Westerners residing in Korea in the mid-1800s described their celebrations as rather humble affairs, and considering the unrest in the country and the prevalence of disease, many of their accounts are rather dark. In a letter home, George Clayton Folk, an American representative in Seoul, wrote, "In the winter it is clear and bracing, and the moonlight on the low tiled and thatched houses makes a pretty silvery sight. And in the still moonlight night all around me are Koreans hammering on drums, ringing bells to drive out the devils of smallpox and the host of other sicknesses they have, and other curious sounds too, which you don't have at home." So, okay, Raw Rights, yeah, we got you. I don't know if you want to talk now or not. We're kind of closing up shop here. How are things in Poland? I can hear you. I can hear myself echoing back, actually. So we do have an open channel there. So if you were to talk, we could, speak now or forever hold your peace. I can hear your keyboards too. Hello, Richard. You can't talk, I guess, because your family's speaking. Or sleeping, rather. So, all right.
Hi. I can't, yeah, I can't talk. I don't know. Can you hear this?
I can hear you. Are you
Can you hear this?
whispering?
Maybe not.
I can hear you. Are you whispering?
Oh, yes, I am, definitely.
You might want to mute the YouTube. Do you have YouTube streaming? Okay, so we have a major delay. That is something else. Just stand by. We're gonna refresh you. Don't move. So we're gonna just refresh here and see if maybe this helps to improve things. But wow, what? Geez, what kind of a delay are we talking there? That was, I wouldn't want to exaggerate, but like 5 seconds as far as delay is concerned. Hello there, test one. Yeah, a few seconds in delay. So I'm going to put you on mute right now, in fact, Richard, and we're going to basically, we're trying to steer this episode home and just sharing with people a little bit of kind of backstory with respect to the Korean experience here and the history of Christmas. It wasn't until the 1890s that Christmas became a real social event in the Western community due to the larger numbers of missionaries with their families. Many of the familiar traditions from Europe and North America were carried on, including Santa Claus and Christmas trees. The children dutifully wrote letters to Santa Claus in which they extolled their good behavior and naturally glossed over their naughtiness in an attempt to convince the jolly old soul that they were deserving of a gift. Without exception, they succeeded. All right, well, this is something. You know what? Maybe what we'll do is we'll pick up with tonight. We'll carry on and share with you maybe part 2 of this article that appeared in the Korea Times. I'm not sure. There doesn't seem to be any timestamp here, although hang on just a second. No, that is a brand new story, in fact, is what we're, it looks like, sharing with you there. So, yeah, that's hot off the press, is that one. So thank you very much to the author of Christmas in Choson, A Humble Affair, Robert Neff. Looks like an interesting character, actually. Maybe someone worth our while reaching out to and seeing if he'd perhaps be interested in appearing on one of our upcoming weekly shows. If anyone out there is interested more in a bit of the Korean perspective on things with respect to history and life on the peninsula, the war, which never has technically ended, is what it seems. A truce of sorts. Everything just kind of put on hold, I guess, as it were. So nobody really knowing where things actually are supposed to stand. But on that note, folks, just checking the live streaming, the YouTube chat area. Fingers crossed, we will hopefully have raw rights back at some point. Tonight is the best time to do it. Once again, Richard, and that's 2 o'clock London time, if our numbers are correct here, and 3 in Amsterdam. Do check the world clock. We want to hear directly from you, as do our listeners. You know, more as far as latest developments regarding your case. You know, we sent a tweet, actually. I think it was, in fact, Captain Long John Sinclair, believe it or not, via Twitter, to Stephen DeBoer, the Canadian ambassador to Poland, waiting for a response, as you might imagine. So asking him, why is it that, according to you at least, you find yourself blocked by him on Twitter? So we've invited him on the show, as a matter of fact. If there's something that, you know, if your story is all not what it appears to be, then maybe he can set the record straight. If he fails to appear, or at least does the service or is polite enough to issue a response, then I guess that lends all that much more credence to what it is you're telling us. It doesn't really leave the Canadian government in the best of lights either. The Trudeau administration and the way that they continue, of course, to, I'm not sure how many Middle Easterners they've allowed back, well, not back into the country, just into the country, winning those votes. You know, there's a long history of immigration and votes as far as the Canadian federal government in particular is concerned. The Liberals really seem to have perfected this this formula over the years too. It's quite well known, sometimes referred to as the natural governing party of Canada. I think it's high time Canada had itself a third national party. Maybe libertarian, something along those lines. Certainly a lot more pro-freedom when it comes to individual rights, of course. Not sure if really the current Prime Minister's father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, his efforts to repatriate the Constitution in 1982 and incorporate into that the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I mean, who does that really benefit? Is that really the best way of going about things or not? What do you think? So it is a shame, though, that people such as Richard are not able to find their way back to the country of their birth. We're doing all we can to raise more consciousness and awareness in support of his case, and we will likely continue to do that as long as we can here. So the reason, of course, is because it's something worth knowing about, and something that people should think about. What's really going on here? Why are Canadians not allowed back into their country of birth? Do they not themselves have the right of return when it comes to trying to get their way back into Canada? So a lot of effort and resources, of course, once again being... Now, I'm not sure why that is starting up. How bizarre is that? Who clicked on that button? I have no idea. Other than appear.in, it's quite strange with all these windows flying open and whatnot that we lose our levels at various points and systems crashing and you name it. So, hey, folks, hope you have had yourselves a great episode 15, segment 15 of Operation Secret Santa 2017. I know it's been a blast here from this end, so we will be back, of course, later tonight to pretty much repeat and do the same, although we're going to focus largely on a European audience. Robert Vanderbroek might actually make his presence known. He, of course, being based out of Amsterdam, hopefully has some stories to share regarding the three wise men and the wandering star. We really want to work on better getting to the bottom of things there. What were those men following? Who were these people, anyways, coming to visit the child Christ as he lay in the manger with his family, the sheep and shepherds on watch, so on and so forth. So until we meet again out in the high digital seas, on behalf of Captain Long John St. Clair, the Robin Hood, and all its crew, I am, of course, your host, as always, the ship's Chief Communications Officer, Jaffe Ryder. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Aye now, there we be. Having carefully looked over each of our navigation panel instruments, checking every level, switch, dial, cable, knob, and pulley, by all accounts and indications, we indeed see it's time, once again, to drop anchor inside Mystic Bay
and draw an end to yet another special feature segment edition of Pirate Radio Podcasts. Be sure to tune in either later tonight or tomorrow morning, whichever the case may be, for our next installment of Operation Secret Santa 2017. Depending on your time zone, you can listen in on or even be part of this year's World Charity Auction and Talent Telethon Extravaganza. over the course of our scheduled, grueling 20-show epic marathon online production, you can catch us twice daily, once in our regular 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time slot out in the American West, as well as a little something for all you early risers, starting at 6 a.m. in the Pacific Time Zone, 9 in the East. For listeners in London, it's either 2 p.m. in the afternoon or the wee hours of 4 a.m., while residents of both Tokyo and Seoul will get to choose between 1 and 11 p.m. Whether music, comedy, or storytelling, if you or someone you know has a special, outstanding talent, feel free to drop by and share your gifts with the listening world. But this is just the start of things. Everything you can imagine is also going up for auction, and it's all for a good cause. A full 1/3 of all winning auction bids go directly to the charity of your choice. So what of anonymity, you ask? Simple. Both winning bidders and select charities fully reserve the right to remain secret. Or what many back in the good old 20th century used to commonly refer to as private. Not only do we hope to repeat, but also, with your help, we'll most certainly manage to build on last year's Operation Secret Santa Christmas Charity success stories. You can further embark on your own personal pirate journey by either liking, commenting on, subscribing to, or just following us via virtually any mainstream social media platform, including Twitter, Facebook, Google+, or Minds.com. So don't forget to become engaged. Until we meet again out on the high digital seas, I'm your host as always, the ship's Chief Communications Officer, Jaffe Ryder. Tally-ho.